Hey guys, guess what I decided to do? Well, since I didn't record Thursday like I was planning to, and since I didn't record Monday like I kind of wanted to, but things came up and it was kind of holiday and went to visit some family, so I'm going to do 2 episodes a day, which is, I think, the only time I've done this so far. I mean, I did that double let's play for like Grand Theft Auto, Uncharted, and this Yugi game. I kind of did like 2 in a row, but the only difference is those games aren't like this. But yeah, 2 episodes in one day. I just figured, why not? Screw it. And people say like, why are you wearing the same clothes as the last episode? Simple. It's because I recorded this right after the last one. I hope I could get this done within about half an hour because it's almost 2 o'clock and I just really want to do something else. Not want to get up some fresh air. But let's talk to the source node. Yeah, I made it. Holy fucking shit. Okay. I love these types of puzzles. I really do. And personally, I like starting from... I like going the reverse order just so I can do it easier. So we have to get into this point. So... boom. That's fine. No. Yes. Do you guys catch the latest episode of My Hero Academia? I'm watching that anime. I freaking love that anime. I'm sorry if you're a hater or dislike the anime. What's wrong with you? First of all, it's a pretty good anime. I know it's kind of niche, but still, I love it. I love it a lot. I mean, my phone wallpaper is literally a My Hero Academia one. I would show you it, but I mean, it's kind of a generic one, so it's not really a huge deal. But anyway, I just love it. It's a fun one to watch. I'd recommend it to anyone who is a avid anime fan. I screwed up. Oh my god, I turned around. I got turned around. Shoot. Okay, boom, 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 boom. What?
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the Blue Light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the signal strength. One has been exposed, but I am in control.
Unauthorized protocol return to scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do? I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon.
There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
In battle I shall. I am going to make some preparations because I know what's coming up, and oh boy. Shit's about to go down.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Okay, really? I don't know which way to go. I'm so lost here. Is it obvious? Is it like the last episode where I got stuck on a simple puzzle for 20 minutes? Okay, calm down. Grab this, thanks. Nice. We'll go... How did they go? Wait, seriously? Well, now I know what it's like to jump in the lava. I actually wanted to figure that out. Just... Did you hear that weird sound? It was just like a water balloon popping. Oh, that... I would not want to imagine what it's like burning in lava. I imagine it would be slow. But again, you'd probably be dead by the time you hit the lava due to the toxic fumes and the intense heat. Please tell me I don't have to do that again. Okay, we don't. To the cauldron core.
Keep moving towards the core.
Okay. Grab these again.
Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Okay, Artok, show me your ways. And this time don't make me jump in the freaking pool of lava like a freaking moron. Jesus Christ. Can I jump across the fucking platform? Is it that impossible for me to let's play a game without looking like a fucking idiot? Like, come on. Every time I let's play a game, there's always that one point where, even though I've played this game before, I forget what to do and I look like a goddamn moron. Alright, guys. What do I do? Where do I go? Oh.
Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower's for?
This is your PlayStation fanboy's revenge for me for liking Nintendo. Yeah, I like Nintendo. At me. I'm not like a fanboy of Nintendo. I like PlayStation. I used to have an Xbox, but I don't anymore. I got bored of it, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to override this just because it'll make it a lot easier. But if you've watched my channel, you probably know I'm a Nintendo fan. Meet the reskin, the Fireclaw. Freaking claw! I made bear claws yesterday, and oh my god, they were freaking delicious. So good. Google or Yahoo or whatever search engine you use, bear claw, almond bear claw recipes, and enjoy because they're tough to make. You have to kind of a 2-day process, but end game is delicious bear claws. Do you see how little damage I'm doing to that thing? And I love how it targets me. Nobody else. It just targets me. Really? Game? Why do you just want me to waste ammo on enemies that are so simple to kill? Ready, Winnie the Pooh. Hold it off, guys. I can't stress that enough. Thanks! Arta! Can you please actually attack? This is fucking pointless. Do you see this bullshit happening right now? That fucking lava plume has been going on for like almost a minute. Holy shit! What do you think I'm trying to do? None of you guys are doing anything to help me! The fact none of you helped me is fucking shit. Okay. Oh no. Another control tower. Can I please have sanity?
We can't kill the machine on the power gate.
Please give me a minute, please give me a minute. Hey buddy. Thank you. Freeze this piece of shit. Hopefully another control tower doesn't happen. That would be fantastic. I would love that. And then charge up. Fire. Up. Get wrecked. Charge up. Get cornered and take tons of damage. Charge up. Level up. The crazy part is I feel like I'm even by the end of the series I'm not going to be getting another level up. Alright, so if there's like any loot that you haven't gotten in this area, I would recommend getting it because you will not be able to come back here again. To be honest, this stuff you could just buy with metal shards you've been saving up because I don't really use the metal shards for anything other than just buying quick resources. This enemy is one with the wall and it can't loot it. Okay. Where's that Fireclaw? I want to loot it one more time to see what I didn't get from it.
Whatever you're going to do to that tower, do it now.
Sorry for my salt there a minute ago. I just remember that fight taking me forever to do. Mostly because the AI, those two did not help that much. They helped defeat the small enemies, but like whenever I tried getting the control towers that popped up during the fight, well, they did shit. They just sat there and didn't help me defend. Anyway, inventory. I don't use these. And I definitely want to check those out. Aw, wait a minute. Really? I got one from a Fireclaw and it's slightly weaker than the ones I've had for, I don't know, the majority of this DLC Let's Play. Let's just finish this.
Detected autonomous defense system operative. Routing our network.
Maria! Don't!
Spirit! Scion, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
One of those?
It's the only way!
Like how that one conveniently has two of those.
Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai. Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Aurea's retreat at the end of the Shaman's Path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
So, that was pretty much it for the DLC. It's not completely over yet, but, I'm tempted to walk from here to there talking about my opinions about this game, but I think I'm going to save that for the end credits. So for now, I'm just going to quick travel because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk that far. Even in a video game. That was a burn on myself. Should probably write down what I think about this game for those end credits. Not as like a perfect script or anything like that, but just like some of the points I have.
Rain's easing. Clouds will part soon.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. but I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level, perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence science? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Rhea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict Caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
If they make a sequel, I wanted to be set 3,336 years from the events of this game, so that way at the end of the game the volcano explodes. Nah.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I feel like Hephaestus is going to have a big role in the next game. 'Cause from what it sounds like, he was a malicious program.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
So makes sense, because now that I think about it, Hephaestus is the Greek god of blacksmith. Like, he made a bunch of weapons for the Greek gods. So makes sense that his programming was to create the machines. I know that because God of War, and also I'm kind of a fan of the Greek mythology and stuff like that. Greek, Japanese mythology, Celtic mythology, just a couple other mythologies, but mostly Greek and Norse, and also
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. It'll be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. What are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
We're going to be here for a while. Sorry for that.
So in the old world,
Totally forgot
this
about all
land
that.
was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Araya's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh's servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Like, just kidding. I chuckled when she said Concrete Beach Party because one of the earlier episodes of the series I named that.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Well, that's all
I
the
should
stuff.
get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Well, guys, this is a good spot to end it off. Plus, my dad just showed up, so I really want to end it off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys there.